Hello guys, today I'm going to discuss about euphemism, a mask of administrative evil. Euphemism is renaming actions and relabeling decisions that have a highly ethical dimension of truth. This definition ties into our discussion about how words can be used to imbue meaning with positive connotations, and also how it can be a way for people to avoid saying something outright if they do not want to offend someone or make them feel uncomfortable. It is important to remember that there are many different ways to use euphemisms. Sometimes they are used as a joke, and other times they are used in order to avoid saying something that might hurt someone else's feelings. Euphemisms can be used in different contexts, such as political speeches, journalism, and even in everyday conversation. To relate the euphemism to a theme, we can view "that's not fair" as a euphemism for "less evil." This means that people try to avoid talking about evil by using words such as unfair and unfairness instead of bad and injustice because they do not want to appear judgmental or biased. However, when we use euphemisms like this, we are still making judgments about things, although in a more subtle way than if we simply said as bad. A simple example I find is the article Phoenix area personal trainer passed away during Central America trip by Foxten Phoenix. They use passed away as euphemism for died. In this case, they also use pass away as a euphemism for died because they are writing about a personal trainer who died while traveling in Central America. They also want to avoid using the word death because it might be too upsetting for someone who knew this person personally or professionally. This is an example of how euphemisms can serve a purpose by making things less upsetting for people who are close to the event or situation being described in this case. Those who knew the deceased, as Adams and Buffalo argued that in the modern age, with its scientific analytic mindset and technical rational approach to social and political problems, enables administrative evil. It is frightening because it wears many masks, which makes it easy for ordinary people to do evil, even when they do not intend to do so. The quote above suggests that we need to be aware of this new form of evil because it can be so easily committed by ordinary people who are just going about their daily lives and don't realize that they are doing something wrong. Euphemisms are one of the masks that administrative evil wears. The use of euphemisms enables people to do evil without having to acknowledge it as such. These words allow us to avoid responsibility for our actions and the consequence they may have, and they help us to avoid taking responsibility for our own feelings. Euphemisms give us an easy way out. We say things like, "I'm not comfortable with that," or "it's not my thing," and then we don't have to do what someone else wants us to do. We can avoid conflict by using euphemisms that make it seem like there's no conflict at all. But in reality, we are just avoiding doing something what we don't want to do. A recent complex example is the article Family of late Bill Paxton settles wrongful death lawsuit by Yahoo News. It uses late as a euphemism for death because it raises questions about the law of language in how we process information. The use of this word in this context complicates the concept under investigation. The use of the word late both obscures and reveals important details about Bill Paxton's death. For example, if people who are unaware that he died in 2017, they might think he was still alive. The complication inherent in this example is that it presents the concept under investigation, euphemism, through the seemingly appropriate use of language. The use of late in this article does not refer to age or time. Instead, it refers to death. This example demonstrates how euphemisms are often used in ways that are not immediately apparent, making it difficult for listeners to understand what's going on. For example, if you were listening to a podcast without knowing anything about the show and you heard the euphemism late being mentioned, you might think that they were referring to being late to get somewhere or arriving late for an appointment at work or school. And my question is, when is euphemism considered as administrative evil?